Elon also started up again on his big blocks
Mm.
narrative hype, where Toshi Nakamoto, who is one of the accounts that Elon follows and will reply to, who's one of the creators of Dogecoin, said, I would guess the infrastructure of the web has improved enough in 8 years to experiment with speeding it up, meaning the block sizes and um, the block intervals as well too. And Elon said exactly, block size and time should keep pace with the rest of the internet, which is essentially just common sense. Like you have to be a nitwit not to understand that things like the exact amount of change is certainly open to debate and whatever, but the fact that technology is getting better is not really in dispute. And so just like saying if Facebook put a cap on their website that it couldn't load any faster than it did in 2007, which has been nonsense. So that's just pretty obviously the way to go. But it was interesting to see him once again reaffirming that. And I've got a little line here as well from Peter McCormack, who replied, no, block time should maintain pace with lowest tech/bandwidth options as Bitcoin is money for all. For speed of light transaction throughput, there is the Lightning Network. The best Bitcoin engineers have already figured this out. They would talk to you, just ask. And I just couldn't believe the lack of self-awareness here, right? That Peter McCormack is this guy who he will say, I'm not an engineer, right? He will very avowedly, he repeatedly calls himself a moron on his own show, which is just part of his shtick, really. But the point is that he knows that he's not an engineer, and he is talking to one of the most famous, if not the most famous engineer in the world. And he seemingly doesn't understand that being an engineer means that Elon doesn't have to talk to anybody. He can just read the white paper and the code if he needs to and figure it out himself. He doesn't need to talk to these best Bitcoin engineers who are this sort of priest class in Bitcoin BTC that dictate from on high that 1 megabyte is the perfect, religiously decided amount.